Here is a review of the Libtech Apex Orca. This has the same shape and profile as the regular Orca, but is made with some fancy, expensive materials. The Orca has been around for a few years now and has gotten pretty popular. It started with just a few sizes in the regular model, which expanded pretty quickly. Now there is also the more twin-shaped Golden Orca, as well as this high-end Apex Orca. Like quite a few of the Libtech boards, it has a hybrid profile, which means that there's rocker between your feet with camber sections out towards the nose and the tail of the board. If you compare this board to the regular Orca, they do share the same Orca C2X profile and the same shape and measurements. The Orca version of the C2X profile just means that there's more camber in the tail of the board and a flatter, cruisier nose. The differences on the Apex Orca is the stuff that goes into it. It has a fancier core, which is made from aspen, paulownia, and recycled PET bottles. It also has a bunch of carbon and magnesium in place of the regular fiberglass and basalt. This is just the light, snappy, high-end and expensive version of a board that already isn't a cheap one. These boards are quite a bit wider than your regular board, so because of that extra width, you can ride them shorter than normal. Libtech recommends that you ride the Orca between 3 and 6 centimeters shorter than what you normally ride. I weigh about 160 pounds, so technically I should be riding the 153 centimeter board as my top choice. For this review, I was riding the 156 because that's the one that I could get, and for the deep conditions that I was riding it in, the longer the better. This is all filmed at Myoko in Japan, where except for a day or two, there was loads of fresh snow, which was perfect for riding a board with this sort of shape. Magnet traction combined with the hybrid profile gives the Orca very good edge hold, even when you aren't putting in much work. You can ride at full speed and count on the board having a predictable and grippy feel when you need to turn, even if you're going to an icy or hard-packed corner. As far as hybrid boards go, the Orca did have quite a solid feel when riding fast. I never felt like the board was going to give out or not have the support that I needed. The pop, on the other hand, or the amount that it pushed back when I flexed it for an ollie, wasn't that good. I couldn't get much out of it. So while there are a couple of little disadvantages of hybrid boards, it's made up for it with a very strong edge hold, even when you aren't putting in a ton of effort. The turns on the Orca are nice. They don't feel slow considering that it does have a wider width. The main reason that I chose this board was for the float in deep snow, and it does super well in those conditions. I was lucky enough to get into snow with the proper bottomless feeling, and it felt like the Orca was always trying to pop me up to the top of the snow. Pushing hard into a deep turn is easy with a shorter tail, and it wasn't so short that it felt like you were sacrificing any control. Short and quick turns are no problems in tighter areas, and it never feels like there's too much board to handle. The base is fast, and it was still quick at the end of the trip. The Apex Orca is a very good paddleboard, and it handles groom as well. I would personally only get it as a paddleboard because the shape and profile are great when you get it in the right conditions. It's very expensive, so most people would be completely fine getting the regular Orca, but if you want a very light version and don't care about the cost, the Apex version feels and rides like you would expect an expensive board to.